Hello, hello, hello. This is Miss B with Be More Bouillon, turning dreams into destinations, one face, one body, and one hard time at a time. And today, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to help you how to save face here. That's what I'm going to do. I am going to get through a book of mine that I have been wanting to get through for years. It's called Facing Codependency. It's by Mellody. Okay? I did not write this book. This is not my book. But before I get started, I really want to read today's reading from The Language of Letting Go. This is by Mellody Beattie. And I think it was a really good reading, so I want to share this with y'all. All right. Bring any request to God. It's a short daily reader for July 11th. Bring any requests you have to God. No request is too large, none too small or insignificant. How often we limit God by not bringing to God everything we want and need. Do you need help getting our balance? Do we need help getting our balance, getting through the day? Do we need help in particular relationship? Do we need help in a particular relationship with a particular character defect, attaining a character asset? Do we need help making progress on a particular task that is challenging us? Do we need help with the feeling? Do we want to change a self-defeating belief that has been challenging us? Do we need information or insight, support, or a friend? Is there something in God's universe that would really bring us joy? We can ask for it. We can ask God for whatever we want. Put the request in God's hand, trusting it has been heard. Then let it go. Leave the decisions to God. Asking for what we want and need is taking care of ourselves. Trust that the higher power to whom we have turned over our life and will really does care about us and about what we need and want. Today, I will ask my higher power for what I want and need. I will not demand, I will ask, then I will let it go. Y'all, I think that was a really nice reading today. That is from The Language to Get Letting Go by Mellody Beattie. Now for a quick commercial break, you guys. I would like to present to you guys what it is that I put on for me to keep this makeup on all day. This product right here will allow you to have a coating underneath your makeup so that it doesn't get directly on your skin. So after you put on your moisturizer and your day cream, your sunblock, what have you, you put this on first. Even with oily skin, that's the thing. I have oily skin and I put this on and I can wear my makeup for like 2 or 3 days. I'm not recommending that. That is very unhealthy. You have to really mask and all this kind of stuff to prevent from having a pimple. It's best to just not do that. But say you're going to a wedding or you're going to the club or you're going to church and it's one of those church days that you're in there all day, that's a good product to use. And for the men, I have not forgotten you men. I have a wonderful cologne here. It's called High Intensity Sport Cologne Spray. This is a wonderful, cute little box, men. Now, you guys need to make sure y'all is smelling fly for us ladies because we don't want no stinking men. Honey, ain't nobody got time for to have to do independent living skills on no grown men. Now, I'm trying to get this thing out the box. It's so cute and pretty. This box is so cute. I can't get the thing out of here. Well, let's see. I don't want to tear this box up now. Somebody might want to get ready for a hot date. I think this is cute, y'all. Men's, here you go. Look at that. That is so cute. Let me see what it smells like. Ooh. Honey, somebody probably knocking the boots with that smell there. Y'all men need to hit me up about that. Because if you walk around me smelling like that right there. Excuse me. What's your name? Ooh-ho. All right, let's get back to the reading. This is Be More Bouillon, Shells of the Bouillon. And this group is about sharing joy, peace, prosperity, love, and giving you guys healthy tips on how to live your life and how to live it more abundantly. So we're going to start the reading. I have always wanted to read this book all the way through. It is 230 pages or so. So let's see how long it takes me to read this book at like 5 minutes at a time, because I'm not trying to bore y'all out. But I'm trying to get used to being in front of an audience, because I would like to be a college professor. I want to get my PhD, and I'm going to teach y'all folk how to live right. And that's what I'm going to do. Now we're going to start this book right here called Facing Codependency. What it is, where it comes from, and how it sabotages our lives. This is by Mellody. Now, Mellody, she got something she want to tell us. So here's a quick note from the author. And Mellody says, I am enthusiastic about the opportunity to prevent this revived addiction of facing codependency. In the 13 years of clinical experience since the first edition, I have become even more convinced of the validity of the basic theories presented in the original edition. My understanding of a few key issues described then has evolved significantly, bringing some new insights about the cause and cure of codependency and the resulting freedom up to love. All right? The publication of the intimacy factor presented the perfect occasion to issue a new clarifying edition of Facing Codependency. At the center of Facing Codependency in the observation that abusive parents, now here we go y'all, we're getting into the teaching. Abusive parents creates a painful sense of shame, inadequacy, and superiority in children, which, if left unacknowledged and untreated, results in the prolongation, y'all. That's the big word, prolongation, which means it makes it go on longer and longer, y'all. Says, if left unacknowledged and untreated, results in the prolongation of these wounds into adulthood and the possibility of unwitting repetition of the abuse in parenting the next generation. Now, we're going to have to stop this behavior right now. Okay, now let's get into this thing here. When events in the life of codependent adults stir up unconscious memories of the original wounding, they re-experience the shame of grandiosity of childhood and respond immaturely and dysfunctionally. Now, you guys, we can't be responding like that, y'all. We got to do better. Now, let's go on forward now. In the last several years, I have noted that virtually all trauma results from either disempowering abuse or falsely empowering abuse. In this new edition of Facing Codependency, I have clarified the use of these terms, and the author wants us to know that her hope is that you will be able to see more clearly how abusive parents do one or two things. See, she's about to teach us something now. They may shame the child into silence as a way of diminishing the parent's own external stress. The internalized shame disempowers the child. And no one sees it happening. Lord have mercy. Or the parents may falsely empower the child by assigning the child adult roles in which the child is expected to perform assignments for which the parents should be responsible. The shame of failing to perform like an adult or the grandiosity of being assigned these roles have a common effect. This is what happens, y'all. The child loses contact with his or her authentic self. Now, parents, we got to stop this behavior. We can't have these children like this here. We got to do better now. Now, I'm going to read about 4 or 5 more paragraphs, and we are going to have a nice productive day. Another key concept that has evolved since its first expression in Facing Codependency is the entire issue of shame, carrot shame in particular. The power of the Inappropriately aroused energies released by carrying shame creates and continues to produce feelings of worthlessness, Lord have mercy, in the traumatized child and later in the dysfunctional adult. We got to get this together. Come on, community. Come on, y'all. I have tried to clarify that there is such a thing as good or appropriate shame, and that it is not the same thing as carrot shame. Appropriate shame is the feeling we get when we think that another has seen us when we are merely being humanly fallible, such as when we forget someone's name, or when we are caught in a lie, or when we fart in public. This awareness functions to remind us that we are imperfect, not gods or goddesses. The feeling of shame or embarrassment is not a feeling we like, but it passes and leaves us whole. It is a healing reminder that we are only human, just like other people. Amen. So carrot shame is another matter. It is inappropriate since its source is not in our fallible behavior, but it's introjected from a parental caregiver's abusive behavior. Lord have mercy. Carrot shame is re-experiencing past abuse in the present. It violates our sense of our inherent worth. It reinforces our lack of boundaries, and it makes us feel worthless without a cause. Lord have mercy. Carrot shame is the energy radiated from a caregiver when he or she has acted shamelessly toward a child, but not acknowledged it, often hiding this shameful abusiveness behind a wall of anger. Lord have mercy. The shame from which the parents have detached floats out into the surrounding of the child, begins to absorb that shame and carry it as if it were his or her own. The child then lives in a state of worthlessness. He or she does not recognize that the shame belongs to the caregiver, but thinks it's his or her own. This carrot shame lives to haunt the lives of the adult, often making his or her attempts at good relationships painful and unsuccessful. Folks need to heal now, and we're going to read how to do it. One of the tragedies of carrot shame is that it is so painful that it may lead the abused person unconsciously to repeat the shameful abuse towards someone else in an attempt to alleviate that pain. We got to heal, community. We got to do this now. Another concept brought up today in this edition of Facing Codependency is the feeling of resentment that humans... Hold on, y'all. Hold on. I got to get some more coffee. Another concept brought up today in this edition of Facing Codependency is the feeling of resentment that haunts so many codependent adults. I have postulated that this form of resentment is the result of an internal or intellectual boundary failure, in which the person feels the resentment, believes incorrectly that a boundary of his or hers has been violated, and therefore experiences resentment or victim anger. When we learn how to keep our boundaries healthy enough so that only that which is true about us can get in, we cannot be victimized. I need to read that again. When we learn how to keep our boundaries healthy enough so that only that which is true about us can get in, we cannot be victimized. Confidence in what we know to be true about ourselves, we stop blaming others for making us feel the way we do. So let's read that again. Confident in what we know to be true about ourselves, we stop blaming others for making us feel the way we do. See, y'all, we can't be saying so-and-so made me feel some kind of way. See, this is a good reading here today. Over the past 13 years, the concept has been emerged as the essential tool in recovery in the concepts of boundaries. I sincerely urge you to focus your attention in this new edition of Facing Codependency on how boundary practice is learned. See, y'all, where these habits come from. Developing healthy boundaries leads not only to a better life on a day-to-day basis, but to a spiritual life that gives us strength and faith for any challenge. And Pia Mellody wanted us to know that. So, you guys, tomorrow we're going to start with the forward, because I have learned that we have to, everything is written in a book for a reason. So I read everything because, see, in this new edition, see, I had bought the Kindle version, and the Kindle version, it's missing a whole lot of pages before chapter 1. And so I just had to educate you all. Shells of the Bouillon is about us learning how to overcome depression, anxiety, anger, and anything emotional that is suppressing our ability. Excuse me, y'all. We trapping up here reading y'all this literature. Cut off here now. I'm live here. Stop this here behavior. All right. That's live for you. All right, y'all. Have a blessed day, y'all. Don't let nobody stop you down and stop you down. Don't. We have learned today that no one can influence our emotions, okay? We are going to get through this book together. I have over 300 books, so I'm going to be reading to y'all for some years. Hope y'all have a blessed day. We're going to pick up on this reading tomorrow. If y'all like this video, y'all give me a like, thumbs up. And if you want any clarity on something I said, y'all rewind this video, watch it, and let me know what you need me to clarify so I can make sure y'all get this education, get this teaching going on, okay? Because I am practicing to be a college professor, and I need to know how to break things down for my audience, because I do not want to have a boring class. So y'all have a good day. God bless you all. If nobody's told you they love you today, Miss B love you all. Have a wonderful day.